All right, there's our 100 amp Ryobi. You can see how tall this grass is. Now, of course, Lacey's a dachshund, so that's not a fair share, but I mean, she's like a lioness going through the jungle, right? We had a lot of flooding, and that caused the grass to go unattended. We've only done one cut about a month ago, and it's just exploded. I mean, you could see here, it's like a foot deep, which actually kind of helps it to reseed. So I don't necessarily mind that. I've never seeded. A lot of people have asked us, how do you get your grass so thick? I'm like, I just let it grow in the spring, and it seeds itself. But anyway, about a year old. We did leave the plow attachment on, which is really cool. If you haven't seen our plow video, that's mounted on, and all we have to do is pull a couple pins out to take the plow off. We could take it off, put it back on. I am leaving the bags on. I always leave them on in the spring because this is how the grass gets with all the flooding. If you didn't see the flooding videos, it was a couple weeks ago. I'll put a link in the description. And I use the Works GT to do all the edging and trimming and get all that done. Again, the reason I have the Works is because they simply came out with it first. So I had all that stuff, and it's just lasted, and they're very good with customer loyalty. You can see I did all the edging and trimming already with them. I did a video on that last week. Didn't necessarily show it working. I mean, it's pretty obvious that it worked. But, yeah, it took me about an hour and a half, all 6 batteries that I had for the edger and trimmer. Very, very, very difficult to get through all that tall, wet grass. But we got through it all, and normally once you keep up with it after the wet season's over, it's pretty easy. We have on here so far, let me get on this, I've had it for a whole year, and it has 28.4 hours. And you'll notice it only has half a battery. The reason is I forgot to charge it. I pulled it in the garage and forgot. However, I should be fine because I was able to get through last time, and so I should be able to finish with half a battery. Shouldn't really be too much of an issue. It's supposed to last 2.5 hours or 2.5 acres. I have about an acre, so I should be fine to finish this up today. We're probably going to get a lot of bags of grass because it's basically super, super thick. Close that. We're going to dump all of our grass and leaves over there. We kind of dump it over there, you know, in the fall and in the spring, and then we kind of turn that into a pumpkin patch kind of thing. And maybe some zucchini and other stuff like that too. Look how tall it is. Look at her. She's so funny. We're going to see how this baby does on half a battery, see if we can get the whole yard done. This is a 1-year review. Like I said, it has about 30 hours on it. It's been a whole year of the plowing and the grass cutting and the leaves. We've only used 30 hours. The gear case here in the back, you're supposed to change the oil or gear fluid every 100 hours. So at this pace, we'll only need to do it every 3 years or so, which is pretty cool. So I haven't even looked into that. I probably won't even bother until we have to do it. But I'm going to lower this down a little bit here, and we're going to bag this up. I'm just going to do the regular height that I normally do, and we'll see how it goes, see if I can get it done here. I just want to show this real quick. I went around the house twice, very deep. The bags were already full, totally full, 2 bags already. This little indicator stops spinning if it's full. Doing a bang up job. This is another thing I forgot to show this feature. This is a reverse mode. So if you want to go in reverse while the blades are on, you can do that. Let's say you miss a little section, or you miss an area, or you know, something folds over or something, or you don't get the trim the way you want. You can put it in reverse. It is going to beep, and you can just go in reverse like that. You could do it when the blades are on too, so I'll show you that. Plus I want to show the noise it makes. A lot of people don't realize that their mower's blades are making a lot of noise. So this is what it sounds like. Again, you can hear when it's running, there's really nothing going on there noise-wise, just a tiny little bit of whining in the motors. Here's what the blades sound like. It's pretty loud. Put it in reverse. As long as this is down, we're going to go backwards. Okay? Back to forward. Keep cutting. So basically, I just wanted to kind of show what that's like. you know, it is pretty loud because you've got those, I mean, that's all the wind. It's like a helicopter under there, you know, it's all that wind. So far so good here. I get a little allergies, but yeah, I mean, you can see I'm only going about a half a strip at a time because it's just so tall. But yeah, this is just one time around and another time around, so it's doing pretty well. We're going to do a few more laps. We're probably going to go empty this right away, and probably every 2 or 3 times around, I'm going to have to dump it. All right, guys, you can see it's doing a pretty good job. It's super deep in some areas, still quite wet. But, you know, hey, I got to do it because it's going to rain more tomorrow for like the next week. So if I don't do it, you know, for the most part, it's doing pretty good. I'm only taking off about half a stride, which I still had to do even with my old gas mower. It doesn't seem to go over to this bag super well. See how it kind of climbs up on here? Just packs up on that bag and doesn't go into this one. I'm going to try to turn this a little more here after I close this to see if it'll, you know, kind of face down. Could be because it's wet, I don't know. But it's just not going into this bag like this. And again, it is really tall and really wet. But yeah, I mean, pretty cool, pretty cool. So I'm going to dump this. This is the 3rd dump already. And I'm probably going to end up dumping it 10 times, which will be like 20 bags by the time, you know, we're all done and everything here, which is pretty normal this time of year. Just want to show this going along this edge here. This is really tall here. It seems to be handling pretty well. A little bit of remnants left, you know, doing about a half a strip along this edge. Look at that craziness. So if I notice it kind of, you know, bogging down a little bit like that, I just go a little slower, just like you would any mower, this and that. Yeah, this is crazy. This thing's really getting put to the test today for sure. This is one of the reasons I do the edging first, because then I go around like this with the mower, and it's all done. And I usually don't even have to blow when the bags are still on. You can see here some of these areas, tons of mud. It's still not dry, but I'm trying to just do what I can here because it's just so deep. We'll see. We're about a third of the way done here. Don't really have any trouble getting around these trees. These are pretty small circles, but again, this thing does have a really good turn. I mean, you know, it's not like a 0 turn, but look how sharp that is. It really turns sharp. So I get around these trees, no problem here. And looking good. I don't have much longer. Sun's trying to go down. You can see all the pollen on the solar panels. Of course, that'll get washed off when it rains tomorrow. More than halfway done. And again, a lot of it is just stopping to dump the bags. Quite honestly, I haven't used much life at all of the battery, even though I used almost what looks like an hour on here. Nothing's really happening there, so we'll see what happens there. This is one area in the back where I gotta go around in a circle. This is just nuts. I mean, look at how deep that is. So basically just went around in a circle. I mean, absolutely bonkers. This is Jack's cousin Ronnie. Say hi, buddy. You're sitting on my lap, riding the mower. You like that? Is that fun? He loves it. Look at this fill. Wow, that was a good one. Yeah, that's a good one. All right, we're going to dump this, do some more. Ready? You going to drive? All right, dude, we got... He always sticks his tongue out when I turn the camera on. Why do you do that? You ready? You going to steer for this one? Look at this. We got one more strip to do here. Let me show you. Look at that. All right.
Like this.
Yeah. Not bad, not bad. You gonna do the driving for me, dude? Is that fun driving that? Is that fun riding that with me? Yeah? Nice job, buddy. Put her there. Nice job, buddy. All right, finishing up here with the tree lawn. This is probably the worst area because it just gets all the runoff because we're kind of on a hill and with all this flooding, all this runoff. Now, they did have to redo this drain here this winter because there were some issues with it early in the winter, and they replanted all this grass. Big, huge, tall, hardy new grass here. Look how tall this is. I'm just going to turn this on, go through it, and then turn around and check out the back. We're going to do a full length just to see how it handles this, okay? Let's see what happened there. Yeah, just one little strand, one little stubborn guy there. But other than that, wow, pretty impressive, isn't it? This is going to end up being 11 stops, 22 bags of grass to get all this done here. Really looks good. I'll probably go over the with the bags on. I'll go over this a little bit, and it'll pick a lot of that up, so I don't have to come and blow all this. But in the summer, I use the little works and blow it. But yeah, look at this. I mean, wow! Look at that. Look at the mohawk in the tree lawn. The tree lawn I usually have to empty 3 times, so 6 bags of grass or leaves just on the tree lawn like this. But pretty impressive. Pretty impressive. I do have to say, we just absolutely love this thing. It really rocks. You want to race, dude? All right, so that was actually kind of fun. So basically, I used it 3 weeks ago, maybe even more. Did similar to this, but not quite as deep and quite as wet. Did all of that. We've got, like I said, almost an acre here between all this and all the front and all the tree lawn. 22 bags of grass. Had more like 18 last time, not quite as much as this time. Then, totally forgot to plug it in. Sat there for 3.5 weeks in the garage. Then came out, did all of this again. I'll turn it back on here. Still got like just 1.5 little bars left on there. So I'm going to pull it into the garage. The cool part is, at least I know now I can get 2 cuts out of it. If I can get 2 cuts during this time with, 18 bags last time and 22 this time, when I'm just mulching in the summer, I could probably get 3 cuts out of charging it. So that's actually pretty cool. Very impressive, I gotta say. I totally didn't plan on this. I totally just forgot to plug it in, and I came out here and I was gonna take it from a fresh start and realized it. So I'm gonna pull around the garage, plug this sucker in, check out some of the other videos, guys. Jack was actually visiting his sister because she was visiting from out of town. So little Ronnie gave me a little hand, and Lacey gave me a little hand this time. And this was a fun time. I'm so glad that I finally got caught up with this. This was really bad. We had a lot of flooding, a lot of problems. Super happy that we got this all done. Pretty soon we're going to be hooking up the rain barrels and everything like that, because it's going to do like it always does in June and July. It's going to start drying out. We'll see you next time, guys. Bye-bye. You going to cut the grass for me? Huh? She's like, I just want to sit in the sun, man. Put me down in the grass.